Good morning, George at Thinking Pets. This morning I went to town, and one thing I love doing is what to watch people interact with their dogs. And I saw a few people walking their dogs, or let me rather say, I saw a few dogs walking with their people. Um, it kind of looked like this. So I talked to one of the people, and he said he asked a few people for advice, and the advice he was given is from put a bar collar on the dog for leash walking. Not sure why that is. To walking on a very short leash, to putting a choke chain on him. Um, Apparently that will work. So I thought, will the dog really enjoy that? So I tried it.
Now, just to be clear, that was on a flat collar, not on a choke chain. But did Pella enjoy that walk? I don't think so. And did I enjoy the walk? Nope. I was um, strangling my dog. That's all I did. So I want to keep this short. So if you think about learning theory, it says that all behaviors that ends in success will probably be repeated, and behaviors that ends in failures will become less until they go extinct. So how can we use that when we train dogs to walk politely on a loose leash? And that's very simple. It's very easy to do actually. You can simply teach a dog that when he's on a tight leash, nothing will happen. The opposite of what they're actually doing at the moment. And when they're on a loose leash, everything that's brilliant will happen. So you can do that very easily. I'll show you.
What will happen if you can teach your dog that you're actually a very interesting human, and make it as rewarding as possible just to walk close to you, um, by communicating with him all the time and rewarding him for his efforts. Now, this is the type of thing you will learn in obedience classes. Um, so that's where I started with Sky. No distractions around, and I'm making myself as interesting as possible. It's not a long line or anything. It's just I want the dog to pay attention to me, so I make myself as interesting as possible, as I said. So it's constant communication. She's a good girl, and ask her to do other stuff in between. So we're having fun while doing this. And for those who suggest that harnesses teach dogs to pull, no, it's simply not true. If you do it this way, then it doesn't matter. You can have a harness on your dog, you can have a leash on your dog, or you can have no leash at all. I actually love teaching loose leash walking with starting without a leash at all. I just make it very rewarding to walk close to me, and then no leash is needed. So that leash becomes a safety device, not a training tool. So Sky's quite happy walking on a harness as well, and she's on a loose leash. No pulling involved at all.
Okay, but wait a minute. Let's think about this. Now, Sky is walking close to me, next to me, on a loose leash, looking at me. So, is she enjoying that walk? Yeah, maybe. Probably, because I make myself as interesting as possible and I reward her for her efforts. So, yeah, she's enjoying that walk. But that's not my aim. I want my dog to experience some enrichment. I want it to be able to sniff around. I want her to be able to do things without me being next to her all the time. So now it comes in where people say, but it's easy to talk about it, but can you actually do it in practice? And yes, of course you can. I'll show you.
So here I have Sky on a long line, and look what happens. She's on a loose leash, and every now and then she checks in on me. We call it the chicken, because she's learned that I can be interesting as well. As I can be just as interesting as the environment. So look what happens when she feels tension on the leash. She's checking in again, and I'm going to set it up with this tension on leash. She immediately stops and look at me. Um, and that's what I want.
Okay, so now I know what you're going to say. That's on a field, no other dogs around, no distractions, so it's easy. And I do agree. Can you do the same in a highly stressful environment? Of course you can. Let me show you.
Now the question, do you need training tools like choke chains and prong collars to walk a dog? Definitely not. Can you teach any dog to walk on a polite or walk politely on a leash? Yeah, some dogs might take a bit of effort. Some dogs were actually bred to pull, like the Siberian Huskies. And some dogs might have a pulling or a history of pulling the owners around. So it will take a bit of effort and time, but it will be a permanent change. If that pulling's not reinforced anymore, it will most likely go away in the end. And you'll have a dog who will be a pleasure to walk around with. And that's what this means to me as a person. I want my dog to enjoy his walks or her walks, and I want to enjoy walking my dog. Well, I hope this makes sense. Thanks for watching. See ya.